Right, I'm recording from now on.
Okay.
I'll hold this over you.
Okay, you hold it.
Unless you want to hold it.
No, it's
Would it make
alright.
more sense for you to hold it?
Okay, I'll do that.
But you've got a coffee in one hand.
What do you
How
want
am I
to
going to
hold?
do this?
I know there's too many bits. It's really.
No, I'll hold the
Okay.
microphone. You
Right,
can even
so-
put it down.
No, it is. That's all good.
Is this the right direction for you to walk?
Yeah?
Brilliant. You've got a coffee in one hand.
Yep.
It's a it's a grim day.
It's horrible.
It's a grim day. What have you been thinking about as you've been walking along in the rain this morning?
I guess I've been thinking about work a little bit. I've just gone freelance.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I'll stick out as a freelancer because I don't know how much money I'm going to make. But
So that must have been a big step.
yeah, it was. I've had a kind of mad year. So I work in script development and
Script development.
yeah, for TV and film, I guess.
Okay, so
Um,
you work with words. You're a wordsmith.
No, I'm not a wordsmith. Oh my god, cringe. No, I help people who are good with words arrange them in the right way. I guess I kind of help them get their scripts in shape for whatever direction or place that they're trying to get them to. If that makes sense.
So somebody gives you what they have done. You look at it with an editorial eye
Exactly.
and your red pen,
Yeah.
and you cross
That
things out
metaphorical
or
red pen.
add bits, or just
Yeah,
go,
I
"You're
just-
amazing. That's fantastic."
I think writers are all fantastic. I think putting yourself in the position of putting your art on the page and allowing other people to read it is a really scary thing. So I kind of always try and be appreciative and respectful of that. And I write notes, I guess. Give them notes, give them help. Sometimes it's big long conversations for hours where you're trying to figure out.
Oh,
what
so
you
you
wanna
actually
do.
excuse me. So it's not just a written communication. You will phone them up and you'll chat through stuff.
Yeah. I mean, this is my first freelance job, and that is what's happening.
Right.
You kind of do what's required of you, I think. I mean, so I've been in a big American studio
Right.
for about 7 years up until this point, and I was made redundant about halfway through the year, along with many of my colleagues.
Oh,
It's
this
really
is a lot.
cold, isn't it?
A lot has happened.
It's
redundancy and
redundancy
choosing
and
freelance all in one.
Well, yeah, I kind of was just like, it felt like an opportunity to kind of be my own person for a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not been tough figuring it out, but it's happening across the industry, so got lots of pals in the same boat, so you just sort
I've
of...
heard that your industry's been hit hard.
Yeah.
How did tell us about the redundancy? How it came about? Was it a polite message? Was it like get out now? How did it work?
Oh my god, I love that question. It was like, be available for a phone call in 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness! You had a 20-minute warning.
Yeah, for the first call, yeah, and this is welcome to an American film or TV studio rather.
Right.
It's cutthroat.
Right. So 20 minutes. At that point, what did you think was going to happen?
I knew what was going to happen.
Oh, you knew?
Yeah, I totally knew. Like
The thunderclouds were gathering.
yeah, and I think the thunderclouds had been gathering for some time, and everybody kind of knew. And I think, by the way, it wasn't just 20 minutes. Like it ended up being about 3 months in the end. But
The whole process.
yeah, it took forever. But
that first
yeah.
phone call must have been the one that you remember. It's kind of like the dreaded "we are letting you go" phrase.
Yeah,
Did that come up?
Yeah, sort of. They were just like, you are a possible candidate for this. And I was like, oh, come on. Like, okay, fine.
Just give it to me straight.
Yeah, I actually didn't mind. Weirdly, I kind of enjoyed those conversations because I felt like it was sort of like, it was the first time I'd been in a legal situation where I had to get a lawyer, and I was like, this is
blimey.
kind of fun. It's funny, I was talking
wow.
to another friend who kind of enjoyed it as well. There's
that's
a weird
interesting.
assertion of your rights that you don't necessarily get often in your life. Maybe if you're going through a divorce or something, but Yeah, it was like the first time I felt
interesting.
like.
So it wasn't.
Yeah.
So it didn't plunge you into the slough of despond. You were just like, I'm going to enjoy the process. I'm gonna kind of get what I can out of the experience.
So. At that point, yeah, I was kind of like, gosh, this is an unusual experience. And I really wanted to leave as well. I was really keen to leave, and I think...
Oh, the stars are aligning.
It aligned, yeah, they kind of aligned. They aligned probably in a slightly less expected way. But I don't know, it just was the right thing. I don't know.
Nice.
I guess, yeah.
So you took the redundancy. You did your calculations. You're like, I can survive for X number of months on the payout they've given me.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then what?
And then.
I mean, what were your options? You're now freelance, but were there other irons in the fire?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it's just a very competitive industry, right? And there's loads of absolutely amazing people with loads of great experience. So whenever you go for a job, you know there's going to be just all these great people going through it at the same time. And I came close with quite a few kind of permanent jobs. A couple of times though they said that I should be running my own development slate or stuff like that, and I was kind of like,
Well, they were saying that you should aim higher than you were, or
well, sort of. Yeah, that was for like a very business-oriented job. I'm not really a very businessy person.
Yeah.
So anyway, I kind of got into January. I got through Christmas and New Year and was like, what am I going to do? And I've been meeting actually it's been a really nice period of meeting lots of nice people.
Is this your mates, or is this putting out feelers to people?
Meeting new people.
Yeah.
Like meeting mates, meeting new people.
Oh, that's good.
It's been fun. And one of those new people needed some help with something, so it just sort of came at the right time. So.
Isn't that the way things happen though? A random conversation, a chance meeting, something happens, the wheels start turning.
Exactly.
It never quite goes according to plan, does it?
No.
So how did you keep your spirits up? Because a lot of people in your situation, and maybe some of those listening, will have been in that place too.
Yeah.
It could be very up and down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, totally. You're right.
And some days you wake up and you're like, what am I doing? I can't do anything. I'm worth nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to forget your skill, like all the things that you have to offer. Sorry, it's very puddly here, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got white shoes on, so you don't want to get them dirty.
I'm really not dressed for the weather, I'm kind of it's a bit mad. There's days when I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? This is too hard. Actually, it happens quite a lot. But I
mean, are you in an industry where these things, there is a certain amount of instability anyway?
Yeah.
This is not a job for life kind of thing. So in some ways you kind of always have to keep your weather eye open.
Yeah, I think
for other opportunities.
I think I enjoy that element of it. I don't know if I'd, you know, when people are buying a house and they're like, this is my forever home. I would hate that. I always like the idea that you never really know what's around the corner. And in this case, I'm like, okay, well, sometimes it's this round the corner, and I guess, you know, that's what life's about. I'm in my mid-30s, so I'm like, you know, this is just one of many blows that one takes in life, and you kind of just roll with it and
that's a very good approach.
Make the most of it.
That's a very good approach. Have you had to roll with some other blows in the past? Like, are you an experienced bad news person?
Not had that much happen. I've been pretty lucky. I'm married. I got like a nice flat.
Oh, congratulations on both those things. Yeah.
I think getting a flat.
Oh, here's a bicycle.
In London is not a given, and so I kind of I like to be grateful for having a nice roof over my head in an expensive city, and got a wee girl.
Oh, fantastic!
She'll be 4 next week, and she's
that's exciting.
Happy and healthy, and she keeps me going. And actually, you were asking what kind of has kept me upbeat, and actually having a small person
does that.
Yeah, because you can't really wallow in whatever difficult situation you're in. You kind of just got
should we go up into the park?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so every day she's looking at you with great love in her eyes. She's got lots of enthusiasm, mostly, and sometimes clenched fists.
Yeah.
She's got lots of enthusiasm about it. Yeah, it must be hard to hold a bad thought when there's a little one around.
Yeah, she's really funny.
Taking you. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, she's a really funny wee person, and she's always walking around sort of singing to herself and
fab.
in her own wee world, and she's a bit like me. She loves movies, and I'm always surprised at the movies that she loves, because they're like not. I mean, she loves things like Frozen, but she also got really into over the weekend Belleville Rendezvous, which is like a
is that like
French,
an adult film or like a
sort of it's
an
like
intellectual kind of?
I don't know. But it's like a French animation from the early 2000s that I loved as a teenager and thought I was really sophisticated because I loved it. And I'm like, oh no, my 3-year-old.
We're standing under the bandstand now. The reason there's just been a jump in the conversation is because I accidentally pressed a button and we lost some of the recording. So we've lost from that point where we left the canal to here.
Okay.
And to summarise, you spoke to me about you went to university in Edinburgh. You studied French.
Yeah.
You didn't study film studies because... Remind me why you didn't study film studies.
I guess I just didn't. I wasn't really sure there was a path for me at doing film studies. And
that was it. There was the brochure in New York. Yeah. So you opened a brochure to a film school in New York. You looked at the fees and you're like, right, that's
out. It was like $60,000 a term, and I was like, that's not going to happen for me. So.
And then you ended up in Brussels.
Yeah.
Working for the civil service?
Yeah, I was working for the Scottish Cultural Office for the Scottish Government, which was kind of super cool in many ways, and enviable internship for the students at Edinburgh, or across Scotland actually. I can't remember how far they recruited, but it wasn't for me. I stole someone's place that could have really benefited from it, but I just remember my boss being like, I don't know if this is the path for you, Lucy.
But why? Okay, so you went to Brussels. You start having. I'm assuming you enjoyed your time there. Good times. Mm-hmm. But the boss then says, "This is not for you."
Yeah, well, he didn't explicitly say that. No, I'm being harsh. He was just like, Lucy, have you thought about London? And I was like,
So what was not vibing with you in Brussels, in his view or in your view?
I think Brussels was great as a city and I absolutely loved it. Just like culturally, I think Belgians are so cool, and I had such a great time in many respects in terms of my life there. But I think the civil service was not my bag. And I think politics and policy and government was just not, it was just a bit, I think I didn't have the talent for it, and it felt kind of dry.
Well, I'm sure you did have the talent.
No, I didn't.
But for those of us who've never worked in government circles or the civil service or don't understand how it works, what was it for you personally? You said it felt dry. Is it because is it a lot of meetings? Is it a lot of creating documents that nobody reads?
Yeah, that's well observed. Yeah, I feel like there was lots of policy documents and putting together information for visiting ministers, and it's just a lot of sort of ministerial support, and I just was like, oh gosh, I don't care.
Right.
That was the problem, really.
Maybe that came across in your face as you were doing it. It's like,
I think probably my mostly hungover face, to be honest. Yeah.
So were you going out a lot in Brussels? The food's supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
Famous for their beer.
Yeah, that's very strong beer. Yeah.
It must also be an exciting place if you're working for a government institution, because it's at the heart of a lot of EU stuff. Mm-hmm. So that there must have been like thousands of people like you, just gadding around the streets and.
Yeah, there's they were called stagiaires, lots of kind of EU interns, so people who are, most of them are really hungry to work in the EU and work in the kind of European policy, and it was funny. It really wasn't the right social circle for me at all. I remember being like, oh gosh, these are not my people. This is not my world. But I still had a really good time, and I met some great people, and I have one friend that I've retained from that time who lives in London.
Well, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, if you take one friend from everywhere you've worked, you usually have a handful by after a few years.
That's true. Yeah.
It's also when you decided that it wasn't for you, or you were also encouraged to decide it wasn't for you. Did you panic and go, oh God, what I'm going to do now? Or were you like, I'll just get something else?
Yeah, I was like, I'll just get something else. I kind of like looked around. I wasn't really sure how do you work in film, or I don't even think I was specifically looking to work in film. I was just like something in the kind of creative industries, which oh my God, I'm actually cringing even saying that. But I was just like, I'll do something in that world and it'll work out for me.
Why cringe? Just because?
Like, oh, she wants to create, I don't know, something like that. It's like, it's very sort of 21-year-old, you know, aspirations to work in, I don't know.
Did you think of your? I mean, I'm interested in the idea of how one thinks of oneself. Because you know, you said you'd cringe like creative. Did you think of yourself as someone who would always end up in that world? Did you have this drive to like, I want to be part of that world?
Yeah, I think I wanted to be part of something. I think I did want to work in something specifically filmy, and I didn't really know what jobs there were in film beyond like writer and director and producer, and I wasn't really sure I was any of those things. And
so did you get a pad of paper and write down a list of possible jobs? Where did you start?
A really organised way to do it. I didn't know. I kind of just was like looking around the internet, like what jobs can you do?
Right, so just googling what jobs can you do in film,
or like what was out there, what was coming up. How could I transfer from this sort of government job to like something that was vaguely connected to that. I went back to Edinburgh and worked in the Culture and Creative Industries department in the Scottish government, because I was like, okay,
right. So when you came back from Belgium, you didn't step out of the civil service world. You were still doing that cultural thing for them.
Yeah, they took pity on me and they gave me some admin work to do for like 6 weeks or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's like a soft landing back.
Yeah.
A hard landing.
They were kind to me.
Well, that's good. And you're still googling.
And still figuring
jobs.
out. Oh God, yeah, doesn't really change, does it?
And going to the cinema and imagining you're in the screenplay or something.
Oh my God.
Come on, what were your dreams? Did you ever want to be in front of the camera?
No.
Right, so
absolutely not.
So absolutely never dreamed of being an actor.
No,
Right.
No, I do not have that. I'm not. I don't really like attention, says the person standing in front of a microphone. I'm not really.
Well, the nice thing about a microphone is it's not a camera, so it's somehow a different. It's a different kind of putting you on the spot in the spotlight. What was the break, Lucy?
I went for a job at the Scotland branch of BAFTA, so that was that was like a good step, because they're obviously like a charity, an awards body.
Right.
So it was like not necessarily directly working on films or anything creative, but I loved that job. It was like a really nice team, and there was lots of parties.
Nice.
It was kind of really fun. Like I don't know, I met lots of cool people, and it was nice. It was good. Yeah.
What were you doing there?
I was the office assistant.
Right.
Glamorous.
Yeah. But did you, when you're doing a job like that, do you sort of get a broad view of what's going on? You understand the dynamics. Mm-hmm. You see how people talk to each other. You'll see which areas of the industry kind of like look like an interesting place. Was it that kind of experience?
Yeah, definitely. And like I think I realised there was so much that I didn't know, and so many people I hadn't heard of. And like you kind of just, it's like it was like an information gathering thing for me. It was like, okay, this is how it all works, and these are who the key people are, and those are the jobs that you can do. To a certain extent, I kind of gathered that.
Are you writing scripts at this stage? Are you thinking I could write a film or a screenplay?
No, and I'm still not doing that. I'm not a writer at all.
Right.
No, definitely not. I've never felt compelled to write in that respect.
Okay.
But I knew that the story side of things and that the kind of early stage of putting together the ideas bit, the bit where you kind of come up with characters and story and put them all together. And I don't know, all of that early stuff is sort of what I'm most interested in. I'm not really like that driven to be on a film set or like, you know, working with a camera or any of that.
Oh, that's okay. This is interesting. So the idea of the initial characters involved doesn't have to have a story, but in the way that you think, if you put the right ingredients together, then the making that other people do is going to be an enjoyable thing, or it's definitely going to go in a certain direction. I mean, I'm interested that you're thinking about one specific bit of the process at the beginning.
Yeah, well,
give us an example. Like, if you were going to, I don't know, if you were going to put together a crowd of characters, how do you draw them? Where do you pick them from in your head?
I wouldn't. So that's the writer would do that first. So
Right.
I come in a bit after that, if I'm coming in at all. And so when I was at the studio, I was kind of bringing in, meeting writers and listening to their pitches for their projects.
This is the last job you were just doing, right? Yeah.
And you know, we would choose which projects we felt were right for us and that we thought maybe we could sell to a broadcaster.
Okay,
And then,
so it's the sales part. So you're selling stories.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, you're
have to.
pitching them, and then you have to get money from somewhere. And so it was more producerial, that job. And like, I guess you're between the point of bringing on the project and trying to pitch it to broadcasters. There's a whole development stage, which is my favourite part, which is where you sit with the writers and you try and get it right. And so they've obviously come up with the idea and the story, or they, you know, they've got certain characters or whatever, and you're helping them get everything kind of right, I guess, because it takes many drafts before you get to a place where something feels like it's in its best form, I guess.
In terms of a subjective or an objective view of a story or an idea, do you sometimes think, I'm not sure that I'm right about this? I'm not sure whether I can step out this. I mean, this is my personal view, but I'm not sure whether I can objectively.
It's a really good question. I think,
because it's between you and the writer.
yeah. I mean,
does the dialogue take you to the place where you get confident?
no.
No?
I think if a writer can write great dialogue, that's an amazing thing, and you usually know someone's it's a very specific skill, writing good dialogue, and I actually haven't come across that many writers who are truly brilliant at it. So really, it's one of the hardest things for some reason, making people sound like people. But
having a sort of a natural flow to a conversation.
Yeah, and just being sharp and funny and yeah. But I can't remember. I was going objective and subjective. Funnily enough, I had a slight panic about that actually with this first freelance job, because I realised I'm not doing it on behalf of any company or on behalf of a producer who I know well and whose taste I know, and I'm not bringing an element of brand to it. It's just me giving my objective thoughts on something and kind of looking at it from a completely neutral perspective and what's working and what's not working. There's some objective truths about that, because you can kind of clearly see, the structure's not working, or
But that's interesting. So you almost have to have a more universal view of it all. What you've just mentioned also sounds intriguing. So when you were working in the studio, you're working to a producer who has a certain taste, so you're sort of crafting it to fit a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Or style, which sounds quite complicated.
It's probably I'm probably making it sound really complicated, and it's probably not that. But I think people, generally producers or production companies or studios, I guess, have a certain taste alignment, brand alignment. Maybe they want to highlight certain values, or
right.
Do you know
So
what I mean?
you've got okay. So I think I understand. So you've got an idea. Let's say you've got 5 studios with different producers, and you're like, this story kind of fits with number 2, but it doesn't fit with number 5. It's that simple. Of kind of like, this is their kind of bag.
But sort of from within. So like when I was at It was Universal, by the way, in case anyone's listening and they're like, what studio did you work for? I was at Universal, and I guess it's like a huge commercial studio,
Right.
but within that I worked for a producer who had really quite niche kind of genre taste, so it was actually quite difficult finding projects that fit both of those.
So kind of
homes.
like what square peg round hole kind of with story ideas, like how can we fit it for this particular maker
I know,
and
yeah.
how they work.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of interesting
It was
because
fun.
you're facilitating and it's a problem to solve.
Yeah, or just like your every project feels a bit like a unicorn. Like you're like, okay, find the thing that fits both of those.
So
Yeah.
just explain the phrase unicorn.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe that's the
word.
wrong word, but like, you know,
Or
just
something
that's-
magical.
Yeah, something that sort of has all of the right elements to it, and fits for both the producer I was working for and the studio. But I don't know how often that truly happens.
I mean, I've got a friend who's a film editor, and he comes from the other end of the process. He's there at the end,
Yeah.
and he's trying to shape it at the end of the whole process. A film goes from you're talking about the initial start of a film.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at that. In between, it goes through so many different hands. It's changed. Actors get involved.
Yeah.
Technical things get in the way. It's an ever movable feast, isn't it?
Absolutely.
At what point do you, is it script advisor?
Yeah, script development.
At what point do you let it go and let it sail off to other people, or do you try and keep your fingers on it all the way through?
I think the idea is that you get to kind of stay close to it. I think probably in the sort of freelance realm I'm working in now, it's like an in and out job. You come on, you give them a bit of a steer, and then you leave.
Right, you get paid for a certain job for a certain amount of time,
Yeah, exactly.
and then they go forward with it.
Yeah, but if you're working for a producer, you're hopefully staying with it and staying close to it, and you're there to help, with the creative if you're needed at any point. And probably you're watching cuts and kind of part of the whole process. So yeah.
It's great. I think what sounds really interesting about what you do is nothing static.
No.
There's a lot of movement continuously,
Yeah.
which is kind of exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did you get through when you had a little kind of like moment of, you mentioned a moment of, I'm not sure what I'm doing with this freelance job now.
Yeah. Like what? How did
Well, first of all, when it hit you,
Yeah.
how did you deal with it? And secondly, how did you persuade yourself that actually this is just a little tip, get back on the saddle, get back doing the job?
I don't think there was no moment where I was like, this is not what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I was like, obviously I'll just figure this out. So I sort of got going quite quickly, and I just went and met lots of people, and then I was just like, maybe there's a way, how do I offer the skills I've had in this permanent job that I've had for so long, salaried job, how do I take those skills and offer them to people in different ways that can help them at a time where people don't have money?
Yes.
So it's like you're kind of trying to...
Bottom line.
Yeah, exactly. So
You need to get paid for something that you do.
yeah.
People need to have the money to pay you.
Mm-hmm.
Is your value the history of what you've done so far? So when you meet up with someone, say you meet up with someone informally for a coffee, and you say, I worked on A, B, C and D, and they go, all right, now I understand where you're coming from. Is that how it works?
Well, I say I've worked
Yeah,
on
yeah,
ABC. Yeah, I think so. Look, do you know what? It's a lot. It's a kind of a personality industry. Like there's
Okay.
a lot of. I feel like you vibe with some people and you don't with others. And if you kind of know when you sit down, you're like, I'm going to get on with this person. And
So it's almost like a
Yeah.
date kind of thing, isn't it?
It's
It's kind of like
totally
you
like
have an
dating.
immediate feel.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, this is
Yeah.
going somewhere, or this is not going somewhere.
yeah, and
But that's kind of nice.
it is. It's good. Yeah. No, it's good. I enjoy it. I'm a kind of people person. Like I like meeting people, and I like, finding out about them. And yeah, no, you're right. To a certain extent, I worked on this, and this, and that gives them an idea of how experienced you are, I suppose. But beyond that, people are mostly interested in your taste, actually, and kind of, like what, whether or not. I mean, if you're going for a job, it's whether or not you would fit with their team.
Yeah.
And I think that's true of any job, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is true. But do you quickly establish in a conversation you know, I like this genre of cinema and these are my kind of favourite films. Is it simply as simplistic as that, or?
Yeah, it can be. I think so. Like, yeah, absolutely. I like these things, and do you like those things?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, yeah, and it's just, I don't know. I guess it is those things, and what part of the process do you like? You know, what's your strengths? Because everybody's different in that respect, and I think I'm probably not the most business-minded person, so usually I like sitting down with writers and just kind of getting into the weeds creatively, trying to figure out, you know, what the story is. I'm a story person, as opposed to like I don't know if I'm a producer, basically, is what I'm saying.
So what does a producer do versus what you do?
A producer does everything. Producers
Oh,
are like,
okay.
they're like they're the parents of the project, or they're trying to.
So they're logistics, their money, their actually, without a producer it doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're the engine.
They're the engine. They're pulling the entire thing together, selling it or getting funding, whatever the process is, and they are taking it to festivals. They are solving problems, lots of problems.
Lots of spinning
loads
plates.
of spinning plates, loads and loads of that, and just pleasing people, lots of people pleasing, lots of trying to keep everybody happy, whether that's money people or creative people. So yeah,
It's very very people orientated. Working with creative people all the time. It sounds like a really nice job what you do.
Yeah, it can be. It can also be stressful and precarious. But I think is
the precariousness just because you have to sell the idea? You can have a great idea, but if someone doesn't buy it, it's nothing.
Yeah, and we're kind of living through a bit of a low point, I think, across film and TV, because there's not much the things that are getting made are often safe bets at the moment, I think, you know, in terms of like who's written them, or, you know, how risky the subject is, or I don't know. I think there's just less money to go around, and so people are a bit more risk averse. But that'll change eventually.
And do you, now you're a freelancer, how comfortable are you saying I'm a freelancer?
Deeply uncomfortable. Totally uncomfortable. I don't know how. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I'm not even sure I'm allowed to say it yet. I don't know when I'll be allowed. But I had a wee panic actually, because I delivered my first bit of work. Honestly, I mean, when I say I've just started, it's like I'm working on my first couple of pieces of work.
Great.
And I delivered the first one.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I don't know, I delivered the first one and then texted a friend and was like, do you ever just feel like what you're writing is complete and utter nonsense, and they're just going to go, what? Why am I paying this person? But I don't know, maybe I'll feel differently.
So you sent off the thing, and then you just have to wait for the writer or
in this case it was a producer
to say, okay, this makes sense. So are you kind of cradling the writer's idea to the producer, as well as helping the writer develop a story? Right? Does the writer directly work with a producer?
Yes. So yes, at this stage, the producer and the writer will be working together to get the script right. And
where's your role? I'm still.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I know.
I'm
there you go.
Now you fit in.
Now you see my struggle in selling myself. Not everybody needs me, but the producer in this case needed an objective take on the script, because I think they were stuck and didn't know where to take it next, and didn't know perhaps.
So it is problem solving.
It's very much problem solving. Yeah, it's kind of
great.
It can be quite. This particular one was quite algebraic. Is that a word?
Was that? Yeah. Explain that. Explain that in other words.
It was really lots of surreal elements and kind of different timelines and jumping back and forth, and I kind of had to sit back and be like.
So
right,
was the producer going, "This is great, but it's too messy at the moment, and I can't see how it fits together," and you're like, let me see the Matrix?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You've been careful with your words.
Yeah, I know. Yes. Yeah, just helping them get get it to a good place where it makes sense and lands emotionally. So
Now, the reason that we are speaking is the other day we both randomly stopped on a canal path and were watching a cormorant coughing or doing something, and we got chatting because we were both standing there watching this cormorant do this strange movement with its head, trying to work out what was going on.
Yeah.
Does walking along the canal, is that part of what you do with your work? Is this where you do your thinking?
It is, yeah. It's become that. I didn't have time to do that when I was in an office all the time, and now that I'm free, I can kind of structure my day however I want, and I drop off my daughter at nursery and have this lovely long canal, even though it's raining and cold and horrible. But I grew up next to the seaside. I like to be beside the water. It helps me think and consider whatever it is I need to do that day, whether it's like, yeah, whatever. I guess it just helps me think. I like it.
And when you're walking, do you always go around the same route, so you're not having to worry about anything like that? I mean, is there a purpose to how you do it? Do you just walk until you've had enough and then walk back?
Yeah.
And then sit at your desk?
Yeah, I walk up to Broadway Market. I love Broadway Market. I've never not loved it. I think when we first moved here, we've always lived in Hackney when we've been in London, and something about Broadway Market just kind of brings me a bit of peace. There's kind of nice coffee and bookshops, and God, that sounds so pretentious, but there's something about it. I like walking along it's comfort. I like walking along the canal. I get coffee at Broadway Market, come back, and then I sit down and do whatever work I need to do that day. So it's
That's a really nice start to the day.
Yeah.
I think loads of people would love to have that kind of, it's almost like a relaxed start of the day. You put your thoughts in order, you have a look at nature, have a coffee.
Yeah. And actually, funnily enough, when I was sort of first going through all of this, I was walking along the canal and I really felt it was like end of summer, and there was all these, or maybe it was midsummer, and there was all these ducklings. And I kept walking along thinking, God, I'm like Tony Soprano, like having a crisis, like connecting with the ducks on the canal. And like every day I went past, I was like, oh, they've got a wee bit bigger. Oh, look, they're swimming now.
Nice. So you got the daily update. I mean, the problem with the ducklings is sometimes they reduce in numbers because they get eaten.
Oh,
but you weren't. Sorry, I haven't
been thinking about that.
I've injected a dark element into the life cycle of a duckling.
Oh. Yeah, I don't want to think about dead ducklings.
And you've got your own little duckling, your daughter.
I do, yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
Which brings you joy. So looking to the future, you're getting used to being a freelancer. You've got your first job. It's working for you. It sounds like life is going in the right direction.
I think so. Yeah. It's the year of the horse, 2026.
It is?
Apparently that's a good thing. I've been told by all my friends who like horoscopes.
So you're going to be galloping off?
I'm going to be galloping off into the sunset with, my fantastic new career. It's all going to be great. It's the only way is up from here. Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel, it feels good. Things are going well, I think. I feel positive. Yeah.